Let's begin.
It's October 27th, 2021. You know what that means. It is day 27 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 10. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Before I get started, I need you to do a few things for me. Is click subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video because it helps me get my channel and videos to a much broader audience. And while you're doing that, go show some love to the 13th Wolfman. I am the Ice Lord, Curly Girl at the Movies, Carly 317, Dave Maggot, Retro Horror, Random Horror, you got Double Shot J, Tony Has 9 Fingers, Trash Film Addict. Go over there to their channels and do what I just asked of you. Go show some love because us little horror community loves doing this year after year and just showing our love for the genre that is horror. So I am actually going back, with today's video, I'm actually going back to my old format. You know, this is 10 years, so I've been kind of doing a little bit of everything, doing a little bit of new. Normally I would just watch the movie and step in front of the camera. But today, I haven't watched today's movie yet, Carny. Starring Lou Diamond Phillips. I always will recognize him from Young Guns, you know, and Bats. You know, I almost put that movie on this list because I really wanted a killer animal at the beginning of the month, but I'm like, nah, I'll hold off. But I'm like, oh, but I still get a Lou Diamond Phillips movie on the list. Anyways, but I haven't watched this movie yet, but I have watched the trailer. Okay, so this is also another entry in the Maneater series. Now, I was going into all of these completely blind, okay? And then when I was watching Sand Serpents, they had a preview for this one, and it was actually really awesome, and I really liked it. And that's the movie I was talking about that had kind of like use of some practical effects. So, I'm about to go sit back in my chair and watch this, but I just kind of wanted to kind of do a little fun old format kind of thing because I'm about to go watch this movie and come back in a few seconds to tell you what you need to know about Carny. I just got done watching Carny, the final installment in the Maneater series that I had blindly bought from Big Lots for $3, and I got my $3 out of each and every one of those movies. Probably a little bit more from this one, because this one, it was definitely the best out of the 3 previous movies that I've watched. Now 4. Just this one has a bigger movie vibe to it because I think just the overall acting, editing, the special effects, the story itself, and it feels much closer to an actual big movie that you would actually maybe go see in a theater if it was a little bit bigger budget. Monster itself was the Jersey Devil this time around. It made sense to be in this movie, you know, because it's a traveling carnival. The promoter wants like kind of a big attraction. It's going to make him a lot of money. He gets loose and it starts running amok and killing people. You kind of got the side plot where this preacher is all hellfire and brimstone kind of attitude, and he's preaching, and he's just wants the people gone. He doesn't like the freaks in the movie. I don't really like calling them that, but they do call him that in the movie because you got this guy who's like kind of part of the twin attraction. You got this guy who's very, very big, a lot of tattoos. I'm not quite sure what his role in the carnival is. You know, you got the pyros, the jugglers, you know, the people who like juggle bowling pins and on fire and everything. You got this one lady who has like a steel rod going through her tongue and just kind of moving her around. You know, it's like, it's not hurting her. It's just like the thought of it. You know, you're putting more emphasis in your head than what's actually going on with her. So it's just like attractions. And so And I just really love the beginning of this movie. Just Lou Diamond Phillips' character kind of just walking around, just taking it all in, and just like, oh, okay. And the promoter's like, hey, he's trying to make sure everything's up to date and permits and everything. And he finally meets the creature firsthand, and it's just like, is this safe? Like he's truly freaked out about it, and he's like, it's like then the promoter's like, I reassure you, it's no different from having a lion or a tiger in a cage, and but this is the Jersey Devil we're speaking of, and so it eventually gets loose and starts killing people. So, and one of the people that ends up getting killed is the kid of the preacher or the pastor, and so the pastor is just ramped up to 100 now, with the whole hellfire and brimstone attitude, and so he's doing stuff. And I think this movie would have been a lot better because that guy had no reason to be, spoiler, be killed in the movie. Okay. Yes, he kind of did us a few things that he probably shouldn't have done, like knocked out the cop, Lou Diamond Phillips' character, but he ended up he ends up inadvertently killing the promoter because he's the one who's like, he killed the cop earlier in the movie, so evil has been punished, and he killed the Jersey Devil with like a mega dose of tranquilizer, basically, or something like that. And I think the movie would have been pretty good like that, ended like that, and I would have been truly satisfied with it. But it didn't end there. The monster wakes up and causes more havoc. And this movie doesn't end in an explosion. It actually ends pretty low key. It ends in with a destruction of a Ferris wheel, but it doesn't end in a big rig being driven off of a cliff, a suicide vest, or a rocket launcher, a high-tech rocket launcher. And so it ended very low-key, but it made sense. And, like, it just, overall, I like this one the best. If I had to pick one, this one definitely would be the best out of all 4 movies that I've watched. And that's really about it. The kills were really good. There's this one scene in the movie, I think this is probably my favorite kill of the movie, where this kid who survived earlier from another attack, and we learn that this creature is very good at hunting, and once he got your scent, you're basically screwed. And so there's mom and son are driving through the woods, and the mom is just giving him grief about, like, you shouldn't even been out there. I told you not to be hanging out with that kid. And the kid's like, this guy just died, Mom. And then all of a sudden he gets dragged out of the vehicle. And then the mom runs out towards the camera, screaming in hysterics, and all of a sudden you see an actual physical body hit the top of the car, and it was pretty impactful. And then you see the mom be taken away, and I'm like, and then never to be seen again. And so I'm like, oh, that's just really awesome. And like, this movie was actually really bloody. There was when the creature kind of like during the daylight scene, kind of taken off. When it first initially escapes, it takes off and kills a few people, and it was a really graphic, bloody scenes. And I'm like, oh man, I'm actually kind of surprised they got away with this on television. If it's and the monster itself was CGI when it was doing like the flying scenes and some of the kills being dragged away, but when the actual like true like when they were actually handling the monster and stuff, it was a puppet, which I really truly liked when I mentioned at the top of the video, that being like having some practical effects and everything. And there was like really no CGI blood in the movie, which was amazing to see. And it was just like, I think overall the movie was actually really fun to watch, and I was really into it. So that's really all I have to say about Carny. Tomorrow I'm actually going to be diving into the cannibal genre of horror movies. So let's see how that goes. But my rating scale for this is, like I mentioned, I don't have a rating scale for monster movies because those are not, to me, that's kind of hard to rate monster movies as a horror movie. But I just, like I mentioned in the previous movies, is that you can watch this by yourself and still have a lot of fun. And I think that's what's best about these Maneater movies, is like Maneater series movies, that you can just pop it in, relax, and just watch a cheesy monster movie for an hour and a half. And this one is probably the best. It doesn't have it. It is kind of cheesy, but it's not overly toply cheesy, if you know what I mean. So it's really good. So that is all I have to say about Carny. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and all I can really say is thank you.